I set a goal to say, hey, I wanted to sell 30 homes. That was my goal. Sat in a conference with Glenn Sanford, and he tells us, add a 0 to that. So whatever your goal number is, add a 0, right? So 300. First thought is like, man, I'm not going to sell 300 homes. The mindset and the purpose of that thought to add a 0 is to what would happen if you work like you were going after 300 closed transactions in 1 year.
Let's go.
And everything's been going real well. How about you?
Yeah, it's going well. I just listed another listing today. I put another
cool.
one, same as you, I believe.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but it's an interesting one because it's where I live, so it's finally gone live. So, and I don't like it when I have to do showings in a place where people live because they got stuff and they're in there and you want to get them out and whatever. Which is usually what we do. We declutter and take all the personal stuff down and whatever else and ask them to not be in the way, basically. So now it's like I have to show the place where I'm renting at the moment, so it's going to be interesting. I need to get the dogs out and kids
Yeah.
and stuff. So I mean, the schools here in Spain, they go back not next week, the week after. On the 8th of September, they go back to school.
Oh, okay.
Finally, it's been months. So yeah, it'll be, I don't know, maybe I'll sell it beforehand, but if not, then school will take the kids out. So I've just got my wife and the dogs to get rid of for viewings. So we'll see how it goes, but really good. I'm really happy. There's a bunch of growth with agents in the team. People are selling, and I've got 3 under contract right now. I've got this new listing gone live today. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on. It's been a really good summer for...
That's awesome, man. It's a lot of like what I was thinking about too, because I'm like in that same ballpark, and I'm super proud and grateful of the champions of the growth is amazing. The production's even bigger. We've got an opportunity to hit $100 million closed this year as part of as our entire group. So super awesome. But the activity on the production side as well, you mentioned your listing. I've got a listing. I've got 2 more listings coming up. There is a lot of activity, man. I set a goal to say, hey, I wanted to sell 30 homes. That was my goal. Sat in a conference with Glenn Sanford, our founder and owner, and he tells us, add a 0 to that. So whatever your goal number is, add a 0, right? So 300. First thought is like, man, I'm not going to sell 300 homes. It's, right? But that's not the mindset of it. It's the mindset and the purpose of that thought to add a 0 is to what would happen if you worked like you were going after 300 closed transactions in 1 year. Your mindset would change, right? Your activities would change. You would be able to think differently, be differently, and your results would be different. You wouldn't just get, right? You wouldn't just get 30. You'd probably hit 40, 50, maybe 60. Who knows?
Yep. And it's super interesting with these kind of things because I always think, like, what's the worst that could happen? Do it for a year. Try and sell 300 homes for 1 year. What's 1 year of, I don't know, the 90 or 100 or whatever that you're going to live? It's nothing. Just try and sell 300 homes, see what happens. You don't have anything to lose. Maybe you work more than you've ever worked before. I don't know, and you need to shuffle family things with work, and it's getting confused, and you're a little bit more stressed. But just try it for 1 year. If you don't like it, then don't do it again. It's okay, but you probably will do it again because you're going to get better results. But I don't know. It's like, what have you got to lose? Just do it. Just try it. See what happens. Become a person that sells 300 homes a year. Do the work that they would do and make it happen.
Absolutely. Make it happen. Your mind's going to be different because you're going to just think so differently. And yeah, chances are you're not going to do 300. And so what if you did, right? What if you hit the lucky button and it just started pouring in? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. How does that? Because not only did you try to do it in a year, you did it in a year. And then so how does that leverage your business going into year two? Right. And just like you said, whether it's a year in the business, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years in the business, why not try it? Like,
Just
yeah.
one.
But I'll tell you this, man. So that mentality, it's been in my brain since January of 2025. And I've been pushing. I've been self-pushing myself, doing what I can as well. And I'm really feeling it now. I'm feeling that momentum that, dude, I'm going fast. We've got a lot of, like you said, as we started, we've got a lot of activity on the growth side, which I'm super grateful. Our 95.5 initiative is really taking off. A lot of agents are texting me, doing three-way group text saying, oh, hey, Jason, meet Karen and meet April, meet Alex, blah, blah, blah. Perfect. I want to meet all these people and figure out how we could help their business grow, right? So that's starting to take off. I was looking, I've got my wealth chart on the board and it shows all my tier one, right? I haven't added one person on my tier one this year. You know that?
I don't think I have either. Because the 95.5 thing has really done well for us so far.
The feeling's amazing.
No, I haven't. I'm a co-sponsor for someone, but doesn't really count as my tier one. So
yeah.
No, I'm in the same situation. That's interesting. But yeah, but the agent count for me is higher. So.
Yep. Well, and that's the cool thing of what we're doing, and I think you and I discussed this of how to build. Everybody calls it the downline. Our organization of the champions. And, with the programs that we have, like here in the United States, we have the NSA program that I'm part of, the non-sponsored agent.
Right.
Yeah. We just got 2 or 3 agents to come on board from that program, and that went under other agents. I was able to help instigate all that, work it, help that agent find a home, and now put them with a cool sponsor.
Yeah.
Awesome. So that program alone's cool. The agents are reaching out. They know other agents. They're closing transactions. So now they're making relationship transaction right there, and they're passing those agents on. It just continues. So it's just, I feel that growth pattern expanding, which is totally awesome. I'm being productive. I'm doing the work. I'm going after what I could go after too. And then it's production.
Yeah.
Calling expireds, following up on sphere of influence, all this stuff, and making it happen, man. I'm truly blessed. I look at my number board, I'm in like 5 million in closed volume for the year already. Like I don't look to be a big producer. That's not my goal. I look for production to help the family, that we can live, we can enjoy vacations, right? My focus is to help those agents grow and be better.
100%.
And it's taken off, brother. It's just so cool, man.
It is. It's really cool to see it. And I love the feeling of having... I was speaking to one of my... In fact, I think she's the only capping agent we have in my organization in Spain. And she was supposedly on holiday, on vacation.
Okay.
But she's had 2 properties go under contract while she's on vacation, realtor vacation kind of thing, where you take your laptop and your phone with you and you do the work anyway.
Yes.
And she's like, I love it because she always talks about the folder in her computer. I've got my under contract folder, and right now I've got like 4 or 5 things going on in there, and like that's really cool. The goal is to never let that folder empty, because then there's always something in your pipeline. And she's like, that's it, it's really exciting, I love it, blah blah blah, whatever else. And I have a similar thing going on with agents joining. For the past, I don't know, 3 months or so, I've had the pipeline full with people joining, people that are And these are people that have already understood the model. They're ready to go, but they just needed to wait to sell off what they had, or they had stuff like in the works they wanted to get rid of first, and then whatever else. So there's always, as every month goes by, people join, but then the pipeline fills up again, and it's such a good feeling. I love that so much. That's the best thing ever, and it's nice to see. I just put this in here real quick. Since we started the 95.5 initiative thing, I would say, so I'm at 24 agents right now. I would say about 4 agents have now, they all joined, 100% of them joined, saying, I'm not here to build an organization. That doesn't interest me. I'm like, that's good because we're a real estate company. Let's go and sell some homes. They sold a bunch of homes. They now have an agent under them because of the 95.5 initiative. And then they messaged me like, this is okay. This is kind of nice. Let's, I might start building out my organization. I'm like, yes, exactly. That's what, once you taste it a little bit, and you've got the 95.5 thing supporting you, that's where all the growth's come from this year, I think. As I said, not one of them in tier 1. So it's really cool to see.
It's 100% where all the growth is coming. It's tremendous. But that is exactly it. They're getting the taste, they're understanding, saying, oh, hold on. And, with how the model's designed, you put an agent on their tier 1, they start producing. That's a potential of $4,000 that first year is how EXP's lined up, So it's like, so if you get one agent that produces, that's potential of full $4,000. You get 5 agents on tier 1 in 1 year. That's $20,000 extra. What could you do with that for telling 5 friends, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's where I get excited, because others are getting excited, and it's super, super fun. You mentioned the pipeline, and I love that too, because you do need to fill the pipeline, and that's kind of again where I'm at. When you have the pipeline and you don't focus on celebrating the results, you're celebrating the journey, right?
Yeah.
It's totally different, because I've been celebrating the journey, and it's been good. And I'll tell you this, Tuesday, what is today? Friday now. Wednesday, I got a house under contract. It was $660,000. Really nice home. I didn't plan this house to go on under contract for about 3 or 4 months. All right, that was just my 2 cents. 10 days, we got an offer. We worked it out back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The seller's like, oh, it's still early. We don't need to take this low offer, blah, 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 doing a lot of pushback. And I said, hey, I'd rather work with something that we have than work with, maybe somebody will bring us another offer. We don't know, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Right.
So we got it under contract, and a sense of accomplishment came over me. I felt it, and I was like, go, 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 go. I'm having conversations with clients. I'm talking to agents, doing everything we can, having a great time. It's been wonderful. Then Wednesday came, and it just was like, all right, got that. And it wasn't that I was celebrating the success, but it was that accomplishment moment. But what I realized in that moment is that for the last 3-4 weeks, especially, I wasn't focused on the result. I was focused on the journey, and I just kept going. People tell me no, I hang up, I dial another one. And whether that's a client, an agent, I just keep going with a smile on my face, and I keep pushing forward. And that's been the biggest thing, because it's all about, hey, let me set another appointment. Let me set another appointment. For me, that's the victory, is setting that appointment. And then, then when it closes or an agent comes, that's just icing on the cake, right? So my mind has shifted the way I look at things. And it was funny, because I've been go, go, go. Wednesday came, I got that sense of accomplishment, and I felt myself slow down with everything for a minute. The rest of the day, Wednesday, I was just like, I got a couple things, but I kind of was like, I'm just going to step back.
Yeah.
Which you need that at the same time.
I think
but
so.
you gotta go back and hustle again and go after it.
Of course. Definitely. Focus more on the actual pipeline than what you're currently working with. Because if you're experienced in what you're working with, you do it well, you're gonna get results. So celebrate when, like, I don't know how to explain this. Celebrate once you have the client secured, and focus on the pipeline, because you know you're going to do a good job with the client that you already have. Because the hard part's getting the client, I think. So you know you're going to do a good job once you've got them. So then once that's done, cool. Like, that one's come out of the pipeline. There's a space here. I need to fill that back up, and then focus on the pipeline again. You just keep it going. Definitely. Well, like you said, if it's a no, just next. Okay, just keep it going. Momentum.
And it's so easier said than done. You know, when somebody tells you no, our brain's trained to be responsive and reactive. You know, and it just takes time to build that. But you have to continually tell yourself, it's okay, it'll come. And you know what? It may not come today, but it may come tomorrow. And maybe it's the next day. I don't know, but it comes a numbers game at that point.
Yeah, the only thing that's certain about that is that it won't come if you stop.
So, right. Oh, yeah. Well said.
So it's basically one of two options: stop and never make it happen, or just keep going and it eventually will happen. Whether that's now or in the distant future, or, you know, a couple of weeks, month, whatever, it'll come eventually. I have lived by that since I started as a self-employed business owner. That mentality I adopted very early on, and I don't know why, because I had no idea what I was doing. I don't even know why I started my own business. I was just looking for money, couldn't find a job. Kind of came into this by mistake, honestly. And the mindset that I adopted early on was, I will be successful if I just keep going. I don't know how long it'll take, but there's no way that I won't make it. The only way it won't happen is if I stop. And I went through some shit at the beginning. It was terrible. But that was just the thing in the back of my mind. It was like, it's not okay where you are right now. This is not an okay situation.
Right.
But if you stop, it's never going to happen.
Yep.
And I would, just pushing through and
love it.
Not super successful, but yeah, every year we see it better and better. I honestly think that's the key, the secret to success. Just do not stop.
I agree, man. Well, you put in the work to get the results, and in those moments, you're like, this is not okay. And it's not to come down on yourself, but it's to push yourself, right? Yeah. And I think people need to see that and hear that and understand that, because you're not beating yourself up. You're just realizing where you're at and saying, how do I get out of this moment? I need the money. I need this. I need XYZ. The family needs me.
Yeah.
We'll use it as motivation, right? Self-motivation, and let something click. I met with a friend of mine for coffee last week, and we were she's an agent too. We were just talking back and forth, and great conversation. And I've known her for 2-3 years. You know, every conversation's a great conversation, but this one was really good. It was one of those where we were talking, and she's kind of in a change of mindset. She's looking to grow. She's looking for there's more than what she has currently.
Yeah.
So, so we're talking, and I like to think that I've improved my listening skills, and my wife may say differently, but it's all work. It's all work. But so I was listening. So I said, all right. I said, well, let's get some pieces in mind. Let's have some better conversations. Let's move this along. I actually, the other day, we talked to Brian Ellington. She's a coach. She's an educator. She's a realtor. She's everything. So I said, let's have a conversation with Brian Ellington. And, he's I think is the chief executive chief education officer. I think that's what his title is, something like that.
Right.
And, the conversation couldn't have gone better, right? And it's because it's that listening to say, hey, and again, we're putting the pieces in front of her to put the puzzle together. And it's just like, what are you looking for? And it's like, cool, let me properly show you to help you figure out what you need, So it was just really cool. And again, our leadership's amazing. And so that's why I love having people talk to our leaders.
Well, and that's the thing as well, because as time goes on, we connect with more people through events, through maybe new leadership roles that appear or whatever it is, and you learn how to connect people better as time goes on. When you're just pushing through it and you decide not to give up because that's the only way you'll never make it, and you keep going, as time goes on, obviously you're going to learn. You're going to get better. Your listening skills are going to get better. Your personal development is going to get better, and you're probably going to sell more homes, hopefully. You're never going to carry on doing the same thing if it's not working. So you just learn and you adapt and you overcome, you develop. And yeah, it gets to a point where I think it's connecting the leadership roles within EXP as well. We learn over time how to connect the agents that we're talking to with the right person, because that's what they need. Not because we think that'll get them in and that they're going to sell them the model and that they're going to join and I'm going to have more rev share or whatever else. It's just because this person needs that, and this leadership person knows exactly how to help. So let's just connect them and make it happen.
Well, yeah, and then it just stresses the support system we have. It stresses how awesome the culture is. It shows them the systems, the tools, the resources, the things that we truly have, and it's just not coming from me, because these men and women are building these systems and tools for us to help all of us grow, and that's the initiative. And I really like what Brian said, because back in the day, Gary Keller said with Keller Williams, he wanted to kind of push away anybody that had outside of Keller Williams coaching, like either push them away or squash them, and just say, it doesn't belong here. If you're Keller Williams, you're doing Keller Williams coaching, and that's it. Well, that's not how we go. We do have our own coaching program in EXP, but you can also do your own, and you could build that. Look at John Dietz, look at some of those other guys, Amanda Hurd, look at these guys and gals that are doing their own coaching platforms and being a success as well. Why shoot yourself in the foot when you don't have to, and you're going to let people leverage and elevate on this platform? That's what it's all about. It's like the hokey pokey.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. It's nice to see as well within the company. I mean, you probably get this everywhere, but I find that the standard of agents that offer like coaching and have like a business where they have like a course or a boot camp or something of that sorts on the side, or maybe that's their main business in real estate. It's just, it all plays together. I feel like the quality of those agents is extremely high within EXP. The coaches, the mentors, and the programs and everything else that's offered by agents that aren't through EXP. It's not an EXP course or program. It's something that they do on their own as their business. Are really, really high level stuff. And that's really nice to see. Well, it really is where the pros go to grow.
Dude, it's awesome, man. Hey, I got to bounce out of here, man. And I love today's conversation. And I always appreciate you making time and having great conversations and sharing the awesomeness of the champions internationally. And man, you're an awesome leader. So keep up everything you keep doing, buddy.
Thank you. No, it's been a great little bit of time with you today. As always, I look forward to these calls. And yeah, if you're watching this, you want to grow, we can help you do it, or we know someone that can help you do it. So get in touch. We'll help you out, and we'll see you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace. Justak.